All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to TikTok Shop Insiders Podcast, your source for the latest news and strategies for TikTok Shop. I am your host, Ivan, and we have my good friend, Pat, here. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey man, what's going on? It's been super busy.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you been busy? But
Yeah, I mean, luckily, like private home life is nice and like in the formula, but Ignite life has been like definitely ramping up over the last 2-3 weeks, which is probably why we're so late on this podcast.
yeah, so apologies. We haven't kind of recorded on our schedule of 2 weeks. Just been extremely busy on this side, onboarding clients, getting a lot of client wins, kind of seeing the strategy that we're sharing with you, kind of, you know, see the results of it, right? Getting those, $100,000 months and, cold starting brands to success. So it's been really cool to see, super busy. But ultimately we're kind of seeing the results. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. At the end of the
Yeah,
day.
I mean, you said your neighbors are on vacation or something. Like you guys don't have that same type of vacation schedule with them.
Yeah. So likewise, my kids are still in school. For those that aren't aware, in California or maybe a lot of places, it's kind of year round, and there's a thing called a fall break, which is new to me. So they have 2 weeks in the middle of fall where it's essentially vacation, and apparently all my neighbors are going to Hawaii. So our kids go to a different school, but yeah, it's
I wish,
new to me
yeah.
fall break. I wish I had that
I
when I was little.
Yeah, I had year round when I was little too, and then like would hate it when I had to go back to school and all my friends are still off for summer. But then I would get that fall break, which is nice. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I think I would rather take it because sometimes summer seems so long. It's like,
yeah, for sure,
yeah, so
for
a
sure.
good break in there, even if you're just staying at home, but gives you an excuse to go places.
Yeah.
But we have a pretty awesome news. We've been talking about this on and off, but 10,000 downloads. We officially
Yes.
reached that plateau.
Yes.
Yeah, Pat gets his dinner. I'm actually gonna. We've been talking about this, but taking the wifeys out to go to a nice dinner here in San Diego, probably downtown somewhere. So
Shout
get
out
your
to the audience for continuing to listen.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea when we started. Obviously, I say it every week that we ever get to 10,000 downloads, so it's pretty amazing to see that we hit this mark now.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought, I don't even know the significance of 10,000 downloads. I know after seeing like podcasts, download numbers and, length of time, like we are up there on the top tier. Obviously, we're on the back of a pretty hot topic of TikTok Shop, but yeah, I mean, again, like Pat was saying, it's a testament to those who are listening and kind of appreciate you giving the great feedback. One thing that I get a lot from of people texting me, Pat, is like our chemistry and how we talk to each other. It's like we're friends since high school, which we are
We
friends
are.
since high school. So it's pretty cool to see and kind of translate
Right.
over the microphone. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're taking that friendship, adding a little mix of like TikTok Shop and strategy and innovation and kind of getting this podcast.
Amazing.
Cool. But yeah, owe you a dinner that's coming up soon. Maybe I can ask my wife to plan it with your wife and kind of get it
Yeah,
off the plate.
she's got good taste in restaurants. She knows all the hot places to eat. I have no idea. I've been like in my little bubble in Poway of just eating whatever's 2 miles in my radius. So.
Yeah. Cool. We'll get on that. We'll get that on the
Uh,
calendar. A new segment that I want to introduce right now. It's called Why You Should Get on TikTok Shop. Not the best title, probably work in progress, but essentially here it's like I'm getting a lot of feedback of brands who are interested in getting on TikTok Shop, and none of them know as much as, of course, know as much as me and you. But like, this is an opportunity for me to make it obvious of us to make it obvious of why they should get on TikTok Shop. We talk about it every single day, every minute of the day of the benefits, and on the calls that I have with brands, I tell them all the time of the benefits. But to the overall public, like it might not be so obvious. So wanted to take this moment to share that, like, what are some things, and this will be an ongoing segment, right, of why it's beneficial. So the one I wanted to lead up with was the halo effect on your .com and Amazon and other channels and even retail, right? So you see, you start the TikTok Shop process, you start to get those videos, you get a viral video made, and then boom, it's off to the races. Like you get, kind of some traction on TikTok Shop. But maybe a little known fact is like, how big is that effect on Amazon? So Pat, what are your kind of thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally what we've seen in the past is as soon as a video goes viral, and we've kind of seen multiple cases of it, right? Like as we looked at data, as we were building our sales decks, right, we were trying to find examples of this, of explaining the benefit of TikTok Shop. And we've seen multiple cases of like, you know, there's 20, 30% lift. Anytime a video goes viral on TikTok, you kind of see that lift in other channels. And so that's definitely a benefit that can be easily overlooked, especially if you're kind of like in the zone of just looking at your TikTok sales. You have to look at kind of what the effect is outside, like even your D2C site. Because maybe people are more comfortable buying on Amazon or buying on your D2C versus buying on TikTok, which you know, they've never purchased from.
Yeah. So another way of looking at that is like lifetime value, right? So you're getting the exposure on TikTok Shop, you're getting those videos, and then they buy your product for the first time. Well, what about your catalog? They're going to expand their catalog if they like your product. So a lot of it's like new to brand, especially if you're like in the supplement or beauty category or kind of repurchase category. Like if they buy a supplement, they're probably going to buy again, or there's a there's a certain percentage that are going to buy again. So that's, kind of a key factor here of like an extra benefit of selling on TikTok Shop. We talked to some brands, and when they talk about TikTok Shop, they're very concerned with the profitability, right? So it's like, well, I'm not making any money on TikTok Shop. If I get a sale, it's all going to the commissions. It's all going to, fees, which is obviously the right thing to ask. But like, I also ask you to take into account the halo effect, the lifetime value. Those are huge. One example that we've pulled up is there's a toothpaste brand called No BS, or Knobs, NOBS, toothpaste brand. And, we have our Amazon tools of revenue, and we have our TikTok Shop tools of revenue. And you could see an exact replica of that sales growth, week over week. When there's a success on TikTok Shop, you see their Amazon sales go up. Just to give you a frame of reference, like before, quote unquote, their TikTok campaign, they were doing about 22K a month. After their TikTok campaign, they're doing 227K a month on Amazon, right? So their Amazon business 10x from their success on TikTok Shop. So yeah, just kind of maybe not, just putting it up to the, for you guys to take into account, like there's a halo effect.
And we've seen like crazy strategies like from brands trying to do this, right? Like everything from offering their product at like 20 cents or something and charging $5 for shipping as like being the loss leader for that effort to go viral. It's like that $5 chicken at Costco. You go in for a $5 chicken, but you stay for everything else in the store. So kind of that same idea.
They put it way back, kind of get you foot in the door, seeing other things. So yeah, just, obviously wouldn't want you to take a loss on a sale, but you have to take holistically, what's the strategy? How does it, play into everything?
Agreed.
So yeah, kind of why you should get on TikTok Shop. I'll probably have a snazzy jingle made, but want to get the info out there. Diving into the news, Pat, you usually lead this up. There's a couple, updates here. I'll let you kind of take it from here.
Yeah, some big ones that came through this week. We got that email from TikTok across seller, across all the seller platforms. Was they sent an email to all the sellers saying they're going to be lowering their referral fee, right? So we've been talking about that referral fee being at 6%, planned to go to 8%, but it stayed at 6% for now. TikTok is going to lower those referral fees from 6% to 3% if you're using Shop Ads. If that sale came in on a video that was on Shop Ads, the referral fee gets cut in half from 6% to 3%. So they're incentivizing brands to use TikTok Shop Ads, obviously. And it started on September 25th, and it goes through the end of the year. Obviously incentivizing people. They're expecting to have a massive Q4. So they're putting a lot of eggs in their Q4 basket this year. I'll pause there. I obviously we've never seen like Amazon ever lower their fees ever. So this is a new strategy.
Yeah. So this is TikTok saying, hey, seller, we're going to give you a break if you advertise. So AKA, hey, advertise, they're trying to maybe grow their advertising wing, get people more, using that part of it. But ultimately, it's to the bottom line, right? It's 6% to 3% on sales that are generated from ads. So pretty cool. I mean, like you said, Amazon never did anything like this, not even remotely close. TikTok just moves super fast and tests a lot of things, so it's kind of crazy to see. But yeah, we'll be obviously, this obviously says like, okay, well, let's set some more ads up. Let's get some more smart codes. Let's try that out.
Yeah, shop ads, TikTok shop ads has definitely been a push because as we've mentioned it before, we don't see the organic views that we used to 6 months ago, right? You put up a video, easily 1,000 views. We don't see those organic views anymore. We're lucky to break 500 views now for videos that go up. So they're definitely pushing on TikTok shop ads on all fronts.
Right.
Kind of in that same vein of Q4, Black Friday Cyber Monday campaign is now open for product registration. Two big discounts that they have running are 2 co-funded coupons. So the days of TikTok funded coupons are basically done unless you're special, like some clients of ours managed to get funded coupons they didn't even know about. But for Black Friday Cyber Monday, they're doing a 20% off co-funded coupon for the weeks leading up to Thanksgiving. So from November 13th through the 28th, which is Thanksgiving, and then a co-funded coupon for 30% off from November 28th through December 2nd. So from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday. So for how the co-funded coupons work is, TikTok would pay for 20% off, for example. TikTok pays 10% of that discount. The seller would pay the other 10% of that discount. So you split the cost of the discount overall. So it's a good way, it's another incentive for brands to put their deals on TikTok Shop, because TikTok's going to pay for half of that discount for you. So that's more money to your bottom line if you're selling on TikTok Shop.
Yeah. So just to clarify, if the coupon is for 30%, TikTok is going to pay for 15%, and you're going to pay for 15% of that total 30%, right? Cool. And then just to repeat, co-funded coupons, 20% total. TikTok Shop will fund half of it, and the date there is 11/13 to 11/28, and then the 30% is 11/28 to 12/2. So I mean, you can look it up in your emails. TikTok likes to send a ton of emails, so just maybe search up Black Friday and you'll find it.
It's under, if you're in Seller Center, it's under your marketing and campaign section, so you can find those.
Very cool. All right, up to the meat and potatoes of this episode, and I wanted to talk about like the seller's journey. And we're onboarding a lot of brands. We're what we call cold starting a lot of brands, right? Going from 0 sales to lots of sales on TikTok Shop. And there's awkward phases within this whole spectrum. And so I kind of want to drill down on it, like what you can expect, or if you're in these phases, like kind of what to think about, and what are maybe a light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, right? So there's 2 main phases, well actually 3 that I'll go over, but 2 main ones. And the first one is like setup, right? And making sure that all your ducks in a row, like your pricing is set, your commission is set, your affiliate outreach is going, you're getting all those videos made, and it's kind of like 4 to 6 weeks of just like everything we've taught thus far, right? Just getting your products up, optimized, sending affiliate messages out, sending products out to affiliates, giving them a brand brief about your product, how to talk about it, and just setting it up for success, right? Then you start to get these videos back. Then you start to get, some great videos, some not so great videos. And, at this point in time, you're sending out 200 units, maybe 300 and up, and you're not getting a ton of sales. And it's kind of just this weird, awkward phase of like, wait a minute, I sent out a ton of product and I'm not getting a lot of sales, like WTF, right? What's going on? So this is kind of like I call the awkward phase, right? And it's like not easy to stomach, but you got like a journey of 1,000 steps starts with the first one or something like that, right? So it's kind of like something you have to do. Pat, what do you think about this? Like taking back as many clients as we onboarded, like this is an essential rough part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always get the question, right, of, where are my sales? Like we're in week 3, samples gone out, some videos are coming back. Where are the sales? It's kind of one of those trust the process type of things, right? Like, because we've seen it before, and thankfully our brands trust us that we've had this experience with other brands, and it's kind of part of the process. It does take some patience. It doesn't, you're not going to go, blast off to $100,000 in sales just overnight. I mean, it could happen theoretically on TikTok Shop, but you're kind of waiting for that moment to happen. So, Ivan loves my Tinder analogy. This is that part where you're getting the samples out, and these videos are coming back, some good, some bad. But at the end of the day, it's just all content about your product, people talking about your product. And it almost creates this effect of like, I've seen it on TikTok because there's so much content out there about your product. So that's one benefit of this phase.
Just to expand on the Tinder analogy, it's, if you look at TikTok Shop success as like a fire, right? Each one of these videos that you're getting generated, good or bad, is talking about your product. And you're each video is a piece of tinder putting into like a fire pit. And like a piece of tinder, you get hundreds of pieces of tinder with like not much spark. But, one day there's going to be this video that's like, wow, this video is getting hundreds of thousands of views and sales all of a sudden, like, holy crap. And this is what I call about the holy crap phase. Like this, when we, in our Slack channels are like, oh, this video is generating this many sales, and kind of it just explodes on its own. But an external thing that happens is, now that video is exploding, it's getting the eyeballs. Well, now it's resurfacing all those other pieces of videos that are talking about your product, getting retargeted to those people who viewed those other videos. So it's kind of like a big bonfire, a piece of, a tinder, like it just ignites with that one viral video. So yeah, that's kind of like a, phase one of like, trust the process. And then phase two is like, oh crap, like this, hold on to your horses, like, let's go, to the tune of, $10,000 days, and, kind of, and you build on that. So yeah, this is a glorious day for our clients when we see it. But yeah, Pat, walk me through what you.
Yeah. So, I mean, part of phase 1 too is, as we're getting these videos back, we're vetting all the videos that are coming in, right? Earmarking the ones that we think do great, great content. They sell the product well, they explain the product well. But they're just not getting the views, right? And so, like I mentioned earlier about TikTok ads, we earmark these videos for ads. We request the Spark codes. So when it comes time, right, when that first video goes viral and we want to start feeding the fire with additional videos that have gotten better, ad dollars also help. So in this process, we're also checking off and making sure we know what videos we like to run in ads down the road.
Right. And another thing about, so the next phase is like the oh crap phase, something sparked. Well, now for me, the bigger thing to look at is like proof of concept. Like it works, like putting videos out there and getting that spark. Well, let's just repeat the process. More videos gets a bigger fire and kind of sparking it. It's like proof of concept. It worked already. Let's, do more of it. So it's really, kind of bear with it. Like these are normal steps. And yeah, kind of other phases to look forward to. Once we get that initial phase of success, then you start looking at, okay, well, you do more of the same at scale. You start to integrate your lives, right? And then you start to affiliate. You cultivate those affiliate relationships, right? So they have, that Spark video or you have that video that did really well. Well, now you reach out to that affiliate, having them make more videos, incentivizing to make more videos. And yeah, coaching them, sending them more products, etc. So kind of like next stages, but that first part is the hardest, and kind of have to trudge through.
Yeah, generally that creator will start making more videos on their own because they start seeing sales take off, and so they're trying to double down on the success of their one content, right? And that also trickles into other creators because they start to see the product 100%. Like gain sales, right? They see that GMV for that product start to take off, and it becomes much easier for us when we're doing more outreach.
Yep.
When we talk about a product that's already made $50,000 in sales in the last 30 days, they want to jump on that train too, and it kind of starts this snowball effect of more videos being created. And we provide better examples, right? This is a video that worked. This is the video that went viral. Maybe you want to kind of mimic their layout or content in a certain way. Sure. Yeah, the video structure in a certain way. And then you end up getting better videos that, kind of fall into that formula that sold the product the first time.
Yeah, the way I talk about this with clients is the flywheel. So TikTok Shop flywheel. And, you get that spark, you get those sales, and translates to reviews, right? Well, that social proof of sales and reviews, not only does it kind of affect the customer and if they buy it, but also the affiliates, right? They see those sales and reviews and like, wait a minute, latch onto this. It's catching fire. And so it's a flywheel that's getting, pushed more and more. And you just want to build on that as much as possible to keep it going. So yeah, great point on that. But yeah, I think, that wraps it up for today's episode. Just a friendly reminder, if you enjoy our content, definitely leave a review. Just shows us that we can kind of keep doing this stuff, sharing our knowledge and all that. Follow our socials, TikTok Shop Insiders. Just Google it and we'll be up there. And then, that kind of signs it off for today. I guess what's the next goal? 100,000, or you want to do how many views? We reached 10,000.
So 25K maybe sounds like the next check mark, or maybe 50K. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll think about it. But cool.
At what point? Yeah. At what point do we go on vacation? Like, do you pay for a vacation?
That's a good question. I don't know. Let me think about. I don't know. No, I don't know. It's a good question. I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. Sooner than later.
Start bribing all these listeners to start.
I know, yeah. It's a good way to put me on the spot. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, Pat, thanks for your time today, and everyone, thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
See ya.
See ya.